the camera. You know what? I can see the 720. It does. It looks the same. It does look the same.
It still looks the same.
Well, I mean, like the. What I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, the quality of the background.
Yeah.
Like like I don't notice that there's a difference. Does the 1080p in this and 720 to me they look the same.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the dirty
background?
secret. That's
No.
a dirty secret. The like the level of image that you're putting out in terms of like pixels is pretty much meaningless. Anywhere from 720 to about 1440, even up to 4K, you're not really going to notice that much of a difference, and it's not going to. And I really doubt it's going to impact your viewership in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. It just looks nice.
Yeah. If you don't notice, like, here's the thing: if you don't notice, you're the one that needs to care the most, right? So,
Yeah.
like, if you don't notice, like, your audience is not going to notice either.
But there is one issue that it still has like that stutter to it.
Well, that's a problem. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you take it down to 720 or 1080. Okay,
No.
so it's probably an encoding issue. All right. So here's what you can try. Open up your task manager.
Okay.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Open up your task manager.
Task manager.
And yeah, and let me know when you've done that, and I can
It's open.
kind of guide you from there. All right, go to the details tab.
Details. Yes.
All right, and do you see obs.exe?
Yes, I do.
Right click it
Okay.
and set the priority to high if it's not on high.
Set priority. High change. Okay, it's on high.
Okay, let's see what that does. You're basically telling your computer to put more computing power into that, except instead of kind of background processes that you're doing. Because I imagine that you probably have an encoder problem.
I think it is. It's still having like this. It still has that little issue.
Still has the stutter?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. We can try some other things.
Well, there is one thing that I am noticing. Even though I thought I dropped, or I did drop it down to 720, because I was in the video setting. Once I started streaming, I don't know if YouTube takes over. But once I started streaming, it jumped right back up to 1920, or it went back up to 1080.
That's probably true. How's it look on OBS though? If it's still lagging on OBS, then it's not a YouTube problem.
Okay, no, yeah, it's still lagging on OBS.
Okay, it's not a YouTube problem then. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. What frame rate are you running Fortnite at?
Fortnite is at, I think I have it at 144.
Okay, got it. Okay, can you bring it down to 120 frames? This is kind of confusing. Try dropping it down to 120.
Okay.
And see what that does for you. if you can cap it at 120.
Yeah, I have it at 120 right now.
Okay, awesome. All right, and
Let's try.
then give it a little bit.
I still notice a little bit of.
Let's see. Let's see. Are you doing Streamlabs or just OBS?
Just OBS.
Just OBS. Okay, good.
Oh, you know what? Could it be something from Streamlabs? Because I think robotics is part of Streamlabs.
If you're running slobs, like it is. It's technically a third-party software. I don't know much about slobs, but I do know that I've heard about some issues cropping up from it.
I might want to try unlinking it then, because it does. I do have robotics. Or robotics is part of Streamlabs. It's like one of their their plugins or whatever, so that it keeps the channel going, or it lets me know when things are popping in and whatnot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's a good thing to have. The downside to it is if you are like, it doesn't sound like you're using Streamlabs stuff. Like, just the robotic thing shouldn't do this, but I do know that Streamlabs can be kind of intense on your CPU, and so like if you're already playing Fortnite, you know, at 120 or 140 or whatever, it can be your computer prioritizes the game, and instead of your streaming, so it steals resources away from your streaming, and like it leaves it kind of stuttery and tilted. What CPU what computer specs you rocking, my guy?
It's Ryzen 1600, I believe, with
Ryzen 16.
Yeah, and it's running, I think, the 2060. No, it is running the 2060.
2060 is plenty of power. Like that's not a bad GPU at all.
How would I, just so I can double check, where would I go? I'm in the settings right now. Where would I go to check? Because I just want to. Make sure.
Yeah, sure. If you go to your settings, if you're in there now, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it too, because it's easier for me to do it than it is to say it. Yeah. If you go to settings and you go, which Windows are you rocking?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
If you go down to system, all the way down in the system tab, there should be about.
Yeah.
And that will tell you everything you have. And right up at the device specifications, should tell you your processor, your RAM, and your GPU should be in there somewhere too.
That's what I was just in here a while ago, and I don't see my GPU in here.
No, it's not in there. Let's see. Go to
I've been
Device Manager.
Oh my god.
Go to Device Manager.
Okay. Device.
And then open. When you have Device Manager open, about 3 or 4 entries down, there should be display adapters. If you click on display adapters, it will show you both your integrated graphics and your GPU.
I don't. So you said to go into display.
No,
Oh, the
device
devices,
manager.
right? Device manager
Yeah.
is that just where it says
It's
devices?
uh, no. So in system, and then you go to about down at the bottom,
Oh, okay. Chivas Murphys.
and then at the very bottom, in the about section, you'll see there should be a related kind of stuff, and you can go to
Device
manager.
manager, I
If
see.
not,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I thought I was losing my mind because I just had a lens implanted in my left eye because of a
Oh
cataract.
wow.
So there's moments where I swear that I see something and it looks like I thought the word whether, like whether or not he did it or something, was a completely completely different W word, and I don't remember what the word I thought it was, and I kept reading it wrong, and then it wasn't until I actually like snapped back out and then I saw that it was like whether isn't whether or not. It was tripping me out. So I thought I was going through that again. I was like, why am I not seeing this? I see device, but okay, so I'm in there now.
All right, awesome. And in device manager, there should be about 3 or 4 entries down, display adapters.
I see it. Displayed adapters. Yeah, I'm
And
running
if you
the
open up
2060.
that, okay, cool. All right, so your 2060 is definitely strong enough to do streaming. You shouldn't have an issue at all. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'm sorry, man. It's been a little bit since I've done this kind of stuff.
No, you're good. I really thought that watching that guy's that video that he was using the exact same webcam. It was that on 1440 or the on 1440. So I was like, okay, this will help, and he got it to where it doesn't look bad. I mean, I think the quality could be better, but it doesn't look awful. It's just the stuttering.
I don't doubt it at all, and I don't think it's the camera. I think it's your computer. Not that your computer is bad or anything. No, it's good. It's a good computer. But there's something in the settings in your computer that's telling your computer to prioritize the game. It's in your software somewhere. We just need to figure out what thing in your software is making your camera stutter and lag. One of the things that I had to try was to scale down your frame rate, Fortnite's frame rate from 140 to 120, just because that's a variable of 60. What frame rate do you have your camera outputting?
Right now on OBS, it says with output that the camera is at. Oh well, when it's going into video, when it goes into video, it only stays at 60 FPS.
60. Okay, that's normal. That's normal, and that should be fine. That's bringing down Fortnite to 120 frames is a multiple of 60, and I have heard that if you have other content that you're streaming on top of yourself as a like in a different kind of frame rate, that like 140 or 200 or whatever, and it doesn't go into a variable of 60 or whatever you're streaming. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it can kind of it loses those frames on your on camera side. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's a thing. But now that shouldn't be an issue. Let's see.
Thinking.
All right, I'm reading some tutorials here because it's been a little bit.
could it be that something like the GeForce experience or something like that is prioritizing the games over?
That is possible. Yes. Yes. Um,
Because I normally I'm I thought I kept all this stuff off because I've looked up in tutorials before when they were mentioned or they mentioned stuff like, oh, you don't need to keep that you don't need to keep your Nvidia stuff on because it could do that. So I always under the impression that mine was off. That I remember looking up a video on how to make it so that it doesn't do that, and I thought I went through all those the steps to prevent it from taking over because it even has an option to where it buffs OBS. Like I see it in my it shows it right here where it says like I can launch from here, and if I launch it from GeForce, it's supposed to make it like the main priority. I'm wondering if maybe I do that.
Try that. Absolutely try that. Are you live now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back out and
Okay.
and end it because I need to. Oh yeah, I got it. And this one. Okay, so stop streaming.